It's supposed to feel.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It's the North Shore 9 Postgame Show. Pirates lose it 7-5 to the Angels. I'm Tyler. Here with me is my buddy Doug. How's your Sunday going, Doug?
My guy Ty. Well, it was going well, but then the Pirates played. So, that's back to
for the record, I just don't like these 4 o'clock starts in general. It's just like right in the middle of your day.
Of the day. I know. I was going to go see Oppenheimer, but it was just there's no way I could make it work. Now I should have just went and saw Oppenheimer and left you solo, right?
We pay you too much. You can't skip.
Exactly. Damn that agent of mine. Such a good deal.
Well, like we said, Pirates lost 7-5. I think coming into the day, we thought the Pirates should have a better than normal chance to get a win today. Mitch Keller on the mound. He has looked, I think, a little bit rough in July, probably more than rough. He goes 5 innings a day, gives up 6 runs. He does strike out 7, but now we are seeing Mitch Keller's ERA balloon up to 4.01. Can't have that.
No, that's not, we were discussing earlier in the season if he was our ace. Now he's still our best pitcher, but that's hardly a great crown to wear. He just looks to me like he doesn't. I don't know if he's just seems as focused pitch to pitch that he'll be cruising along and something happens where he goes back to nibbling or he gave up a home run to a guy that had more than 50 at bats without a home run or RBI. And he gets both those off our all-star, not just our, a National League all-star pitcher. That's just unacceptable. And to me that seemed, again, if you're just, to those guys, you want him to throw strikes. I always want Keller throwing strikes. He's got great stuff, but I'm not sure, I know that, I didn't expect a good start after the All-Star game because he always seems to, his opening day start wasn't very good. Whenever he has sort of a big moment, he seems to not be quite ready for it. If we ever make the playoffs, I promise his first playoff start is not going to be great. But then he comes back, so I thought today, he was going to do well. The only thing that concerned me, we're going against Tyler Anderson, and we have a tendency to, when we go against former players that we DFA'd or whatever, come back and look like Cy Young against us. And, Tyler Anderson gave us opportunity after opportunity to beat him, but we pirated our way right out of it. So,
yeah, to go back to Keller, I think he was able to miss bats today, and you bring up something interesting about not being focused pitch to pitch. There really is something right now where he's making way too many mistake pitches. It's not that he's, out here walking 3-4 guys and the controls all over the place. It's just the command's not consistent pitch to pitch as it should be. And I think another thing that we're seeing some teams attack Keller with just a loaded lineup of lefties. Everyone's throwing every lefty they've got at him. And we're seeing him have to throw the changeup a lot more now. It's not a very good pitch. It's not one he commands as well as, the 3 fastballs he throws, the sweeper. It's obviously his probably 5th pitch. Maybe 6th pitch, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of teams, I think, and I don't have any of the information to back this up. This is just all anecdotal to me.
Right.
But it seems like they're throwing a lot of lefties at him. The Angels' entire lineup, they look like lefties. But I think we're seeing a lot of that, and it's making him have to find a way to get lefties out. And with his stuff, he doesn't really have anything to attack him with aside from probably just spotting the four seamer and being able to throw that sweeper at him. He doesn't have anything that goes away from him other than the sinker, and it's, lefties just sit back and take that the other way. To me, it's just he doesn't really have he hasn't found a definitive way to get lefties out. Nothing he can go to yet.
Right. That's definitely something needs to develop. I mean, he's still a young developing pitcher. He's certainly shown improvement. It's a long season. I think playing on the Pirates is a grind, right? You're typically not, getting a lot of runs. But yeah, you're right. He needs to develop that sort of out pitch to lefties, because it's going to continue happening. Every major league team's got some left-handed bats now. They're not rare. Typically they're the better hitters on the team. So he's got work to do. Oscar Marine, or whoever in the future needs to work with him on that. He needs to work on that. I'm not too concerned yet. Like I said, he has made progress. Mm-hmm. He does look like I really think he's going to turn into a really good pitcher. It's hard to do it game to game, pitch to pitch. It takes some of the best pitchers in the game a while to get there. And if the Pirates would give him more help, right? I mean, if he just, we're a team that, we don't spend money. So we're supposed to do the little things right, but we don't do the little things right. We don't make the right plays. We don't put people in the best position defensively. I
think just to jump on that real quick,
right.
We're seeing Henry Davis in right field.
Hmm.
I love what Henry Davis has done to this point. Right now, he is not very good out there. He's not playing it really at a major league caliber level.
And you can't even be mad at him for it.
It's
right?
not his fault.
Not his fault, right? He played 2 times, coming into this season. He had played in right field 2 times. And it seems like their plan was to not have him catch. So he should have been playing right field more than one. Now, while we were crying for him to come up and catch, and, again, we don't know what we don't know. But it's like, man, right. So they were telling us the truth. They didn't believe he could catch. Well, if that were the case, he should have been playing more right field. And now I know that they still want him to catch it, and that's still stuff he could work on. But, they've failed this kid, right? And he is a hard worker. You have no doubt he's putting in the effort. His bat, we love his bat. But, right now, he's a liability in right field. The arm is great. The arm is great, but he doesn't know.
He's not taking very good routes to baseballs.
Right.
We saw
he can't pick up a baseball, and he doesn't really know when he should be unleashing the throw versus getting it in. I mean, he's got work to do.
He does. And this is not us trashing Henry Davis by
Absolutely
any means.
Not. This is
he should not be in right field in general. And
right.
If he is in right field, then they should have had a better plan to, get him ready to play there.
Right.
So this is not anything against Henry Davis. And I do think that if a season progresses where he does get these everyday reps in right field, I think he's going to become at least an average right fielder. Yeah, I don't really have a question with that. I think he's athletic enough. The arm's good enough. But right now, he can't judge a fly ball.
That's absolutely right. He's an athlete. He does have a great arm. But yeah, he's been behind the plate for his whole career. Give him the rest of this season. Give him an off season of spring training. I think we'll see good progress. But right now we've put him in a position in the field to fail, and he has. So
and to bring that all back around in that 5th inning, there was a very makeable play that dropped in that probably could have prevented some runs put on the board against Keller. Davis looked like he just took a step back for some reason, didn't rate it off the bat.
Right.
And there's been a lot of situations like that with Keller. So a lot of this stuff with Mitch Keller's been unfair as well. He's being asked to go deeper into games than he probably should, to have matchups he probably shouldn't have to, because they don't have anybody that can come into that 7th inning position and take out a Mitch Keller who's probably at 105 pitches, and you don't want in the face a guy here throughout the year. Yeah. So he's probably being put in a few unfair situations as well, just because of roster construction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't, we're not doing anything to support our best players, and make those little plays to save them 5 pitches this inning, and get them an out quicker the next thing, that sort of thing. So and baseball, unlike any other sport, is cumulative, right? If Kenny Pickett throws an interception in September, who cares in November? It doesn't matter, right? But if Mitch Keller throws 10 extra pitches in May in an inning, and then, the next game he throws an extra, it's, you have to pay that bill
Right.
Here now coming up in, almost in August. So, right. I mean, I wonder how many times, we didn't get him an out that, didn't show up as an error or whatever, but,
Even,
he's
and
out
it's
there
not just
grinding.
that. There's a lot of just not, holding a runner to second base and letting them take third on
Right.
a single. There's throwing to the wrong base, and it's been pretty much everybody out there doing
Yeah.
something like that.
Right. We don't do any of the little things. Right. I mean, it's amazing. We don't hold runners. We don't, I don't know what we're teaching in the minors, because these, and
Well,
again,
the problem is they're not playing the position in the minors.
I was going to say, what doesn't matter what we teach them in the minors, because they come up and we say, "Hey, Connor Joe, you want to play second base?" I don't understand our fascination with putting guys in different positions, than what they're used to. But the only position we care about defense apparently is catcher.
Pretty much. But like you said, the Pirates don't do much, it seems, to help their, I guess what we would consider their star players.
Right.
One of those guys that hasn't really helped himself this year, really, and he's sort of been let off the hook, has been Brian Reynolds.
Right.
I think we started to see him put together some decent at-bats today. Hits a home run. I believe he singled as well, but he's got to be better. He really does.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He is at this point our best player, right? If for us to be a future contender, he needs to probably be our third or fourth best player, right? We need Henry, O'Neill Cruz, and Endy maybe to surpass him or something. But at this point, he is our best player, and we need him to play like our best player. I would like to see a little bit different lineup construction. I understand that Shelton likes to protect the young players and all that sort of thing, but I'd rather see Kutch leading off. He's a great on-base guy. Let Reynolds go second. Let Endy go third. Henry Davis go fourth. These are our four best potential hitters. I like Santana. I don't have any, it's not terrible to bat him fifth, right? Let these guys grow into the roles that we're hoping that they can become. I understand it puts a little pressure on them, but it does seem like we have trouble stringing hits together. We had first and second with one out, nobody moved. Henry Davis, leadoff double, never gets off second base. Hedges, leadoff single, never gets to, never moves off first base. We just, and again, Hedges leads off. He's a nice batter. That's the top of the lineup coming up, and nope, nothing. So I would at least like to see what we view as our potential best players. Start putting them together and see if maybe we could bunch some hits. And because we don't have any power, right? At least some of these guys can hit some double, that sort of thing. Because, I mean, we do get the occasional single here and there, but, most you can advance off that is another base or two.
Well, really, when we talk about Brian Reynolds and you mentioned the power there, that's really the big thing we're missing from him.
Yeah.
He's not going to be great defensively anymore. His value is not really going to be there because he can't play center field like he did that one year.
Right.
Man,
he drops off fast defensively, though.
Yeah, but he has to be a 20 home run guy.
Yeah,
he has to be probably a 25 home run guy, to be honest. At least like 23. He can't be an 18 home run guy. They need more pop out of him, and the other part is he's got to stay healthy. And it doesn't sound like he really is.
No, it doesn't. He doesn't look, that he's sort of exploding to the ball like he used to, which I would assume is, related to the back. But you're right. We need to. I've sort of given up on home runs, but he's getting a whole lot of infield singles. Start again. I'll take doubles at this point. I'm trying not to be too greedy, but we need. And it has nothing to do with his contract. Like, I don't care about his contract. Once they're on the field, I don't care what a guy gets paid. It makes no difference. But he is our best player, right? And we, maybe we'll never get 21 Reynolds again, but we need better than what we're getting, now. You at least need 22 Reynolds. Yeah, at least, right? And 22 Reynolds was – a bit of a disappointment based on what we had from, he didn't hit until June, but at least from June on, he was pretty consistent. And again, he hit 27 home runs. I mean,
right.
he hit
You
5
need
home
that.
runs in the first week of the season. What has he got now? 10?
I think,
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, you need, at the very least, the bare minimum, you need the version of Brian Reynolds you got last year. Right now, he is basically a league average player. He can't be a league average player,
No,
or else this team is not going to be able to compete anytime
right.
soon.
No, right. I mean, him being one of your better players is key to this, window opening. It's just it's not going to work without him. It's just not going to work.
And when I say they need 22 Reynolds, I mean like cumulative.
Right.
What he put together throughout the season.
Yes,
they need that type of value from him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Spread out a little more, consistently.
Right.
We know his first 2 months of 22 were just dreadful. But after
I
that,
try to block out most of the 22 season, to be honest with you.
I know it's already a PTSD.
I guess just to move on, we have seen probably about 2 weeks worth of the young guys now, maybe a week.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when they got called up to be. I guess it's been a week now, right?
Right.
Peguero.
Was it just last week? Yeah.
Priester's only got 1 start. I don't know what they're doing with him.
What are they doing there? I know. I don't understand.
I have no idea. I haven't heard a peep, so I have.
Right. No whiff
There's
of injury. Nothing like, they're going to have him work on something.
Nope. He got called up to start a game, and he's been gone for a week.
Yeah, but he hasn't been set down, right?
So I don't know what's going on there. But Peguero's been up for a week. Endy now a week. Triolo's been up about a month now. Nick Gonzalez probably about a month and a half.
Yeah.
Henry Davis been up for a little while now. Where are you at with these young guys right now?
Well, I'm going to get. Endy hit the ball hard today. He had the home run yesterday. It's way too early to judge on him. Peguero has looked overmatched. He did have the nice double today. I like what I've seen from Triolo. Again, Triolo has absolutely no power, which is fine. You can have some guys like that, especially if he gets on base the way he does. Especially, he's the 2018, Kevin Newman, right? Like, he hit 318 and field your position well, and that's fine. But no pop whatsoever. Gonzalez, I'm still not sure on. He's not walking at all, and that's a concern. He does, when he hits the ball, he hits it hard, and he fields the business so much better than I thought he would. So it gives me a little hope. Then comes the question is, do we have the people in place to bring the best out in them? And I'm not sure that we do. So that's a problem. But right there, none of them has done anything to make me say, oh yeah, a cornerstone of the future. Second base is solved or whatever. Triolo, if nothing else, is prove that he deserves to be on the lineup when Ke'Bryan Hayes returns, and Ke'Bryan Hayes is your third baseman. There's no just nonsense on that discussion. But yeah, Triolo could play all over the field and play it well.
Also, thanks for Chris pulling that up. Priester is getting a start tomorrow, so I was thinking it almost has to be.
Yeah,
you have to start him tomorrow or the next day at least.
Apparently, since he didn't go to college, we're put him on the college starting schedule. He's going to start every Monday for the rest of the season. So I don't know.
Whatever.
It worked so well for Paul Skeens that we think that maybe or Quinn Priester as well. And like I said, we haven't seen enough of Endy or actually even Liover as well. Again,
I think just to put it simply, I don't have any more answers on these young guys than I did a month ago.
No, that's almost the case with the whole team.
Yeah,
right.
There's a lot of question marks, and
right.
I think there's been some encouraging things. There's obviously been a lot to get discouraged about, and maybe reel it in a hair. I think really the only answer I've gotten in the last month has been that Henry Davis's bat's going to play.
Yes.
I'm not concerned about that. There's not 1 ounce of concern coming for me about that. I don't know that there ever really was, but now it's just
Now it's
not.
put to bed. Right.
Yeah.
If there was just even a nagging, like, well, no, because again, he struggled with wrist injuries or whatever. So
Mhm.
yeah, now he's up here. He's hitting the ball hard. I believe within a year and a half, he's going to be the unquestioned leader of this team. Right. He's got all that stuff that we heard about. It looks real, and the guy can hit. Again, hopefully
Now,
we can get some people on in front of him and around him. And
but you go down the list of the other young guys, and Andy, I think we've started to see some things a little better at the plate, but they couldn't have gone any worse than they did his first couple starts.
right.
Behind the plate, I've been okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I think he looks very fluid, very athletic back there. The arm looks good. The pop looks good.
That was a shutout yesterday.
It was
in a
and
reliever
as
game.
we
Right,
know,
yeah.
the catchers get all the credit and
You're
the blame
right.
whenever pitchers don't perform.
Exactly.
And when they do.
And that wasn't just one good pitcher, right? He was doing a bullpen game. So
I mean, yeah, I think
right.
he's looked pretty good back there. He's only going to get better.
Had Hedges caught that game yesterday, Greg Brown would be talking about it for the next 3 weeks, how he guided that bullpen game with all his pitch framing and whatnot. So
Well, he didn't guide the game very well today.
No. No.
And then Nick Gonzalez, I'm with you. I like to swing sometimes.
Right.
Other times I don't like it. I think we're still, even you go down the line to a Jack Slawinski, I don't think we have any answers on him.
Nope. We don't have answers on Hayes. We don't have answers on Contreras. I mean, I didn't even know we had the questions on Contreras.
Right.
Oviedo, we don't really have answers on. Ortiz. It's funny.
If anything, those two are trending in the wrong direction.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's the same thing with Bay, Castro. All the questions that we came into this offseason, again. So, yeah, it looks like Henry Davis can hit. It looks like Mitch Keller can be a front of the, Mitch Keller can be a front of the rotation starter. And David Bednar is good. And we didn't have questions about David Bednar. So that's all I know at this point.
It is July 23rd, and that is everything we know.
It's been that the entire Charrington era. Every year we've come in with these questions, and we keep, some of them it's the same. Will Hayes become a hitter? We don't know. Well, then we get some new questions, but right, we have no idea who our second baseman is going to be, say 2 seasons from now, right? None. We don't have any idea who the second baseman is going to be on opening day next year. So, yeah. And that's one of the frustrating things with this rebuild is that, right? Well, I'm pretty sure that Brian Reynolds will be batting second and playing left field. I'm pretty sure now that Swinski will be out there, but I don't know what he's going to do. And Henry Davis, I guess, is going to be a right fielder. Right?
Yeah.
So
I think right now you look at next year's opening day, and you can maybe put 4 names in there and Sharpie them in.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 name in the rotation.
Right. And right. Next, you know what we're hoping for next year? We're hoping that Paul Skeens makes it to the majors next year. And, there's so many reasons that could not happen based on just the Pirates being the Pirates. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I have no, right. I said Oviedo. Yeah, you're right. It's Keller. Keller's the only guy we know for sure.
So that's a very fun and positive way for us to wrap this thing up.
Right.
We have
Pirates lose 7-5, and the
Pirates
future is bleak.
And I am
tune in tomorrow.
I am just as confused on where this team is going today as I was on March 30th.
Right.
So here we are. Let's get out of here, Doug. Pirates lose 7-5. Apparently Quinn Priester and Yu Darvish on the mound tomorrow. Couldn't tell you who's on the postgame show. I could tell you it won't be me because I'll be snoozing. 9:00 game. I'll be sleeping.
Oof.
Actually, 9:40, I believe.
Okay. I'm just
even later.
Yeah, I'm about to check out on that one.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get out of here, Doug.
All right.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.